So hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome to another day, another vlog, another video. Yes, today we are going to be talking these guys. So hi guys, how are we doing? I've been asked by subscribers to do with photography. I think he was asking more of what settings I use when I do my photography, etc, etc. Now the problem is with that is I would explain what settings I do, but I don't have a specific setting. Depending on what camera I'm using at the time is dependent on what settings I actually use. I want to actually talk about what camera gear I do have. I have loads more as well, loads more. I have screens, I have backdrops, I have the video slider, I have the video head where you put the camera on, tripods, obviously what that's on, but yeah, I have an absolute abundance of more photography equipment. I'm just going to go literally the basics, what I tend to use day in, day out sort of basis. Right, first of all, I want to welcome, this is my first ever camera. This is a Fujifilm point and shoot, no detachable lens. I haven't used this in ages actually. This is a 28 to 300mm and it is an S9-600. Absolutely beautiful black and white lens. I can't even get the bloody lid off. And I will leave that. Absolutely awesome black and white camera. One of, as I said, the first camera that I ever owned. This has got to be how old is this now? This has got to be close to 20 years old. Very basic, but it gives you your options and something that gives you a pointy screen so you can shoot from above or shoot from below. Very tiny screen on it, but for its day that was a really cool camera. That's the S9-600. I'll put that back up there. Then I moved on to Canon. I had a little Canon camera which I absolutely loved. That's now dead, gone, etc. Then my first SLR, I thought I'd go out and I'll buy an SLR fixed screen, wheelie again, detachable lens. I thought brilliant, different lenses, etc, etc. This is a 1000D. I've had this, when did I buy this? I bought this in about 2011, I think it was. I bought this. Great camera. No cards in it, no batteries in it because it's not really being used that much anymore. But yeah, that's another camera that I own. That's a 1000D. Great little camera, great little started off camera. Now my most used camera is this one, which is a 650D. Again, detachable, etc. These two are crop sensor cameras as well. So they will only take a certain, you could take full frame lens, but crop sensor means it's basically different. You get a crop. If you stuck this lens on that camera, which is a full frame, you'd get like a circle, black circle. It's because it's already been cropped for you. So yeah, this is the most used camera that I have. You're used to see me out and about with this. Bendy screen, all touch screen as well. This probably hasn't got any battery in it. Oh, it has got battery in it. So all nice and touch screen. You can play around with your heart's content. Touch screen. I'll go through the lenses that I have in a minute as well. I'm just going to go through the actual basics of the cameras first. This is a 650D. Lovely little camera. Problem I found with this is when you're doing video, I think Spicy uses the 600D, I think. When you go through videos, it pans quite a lot. It's constantly trying to focus on a particular subject, and you can actually, and it's also quite noisy as well, but that could be to do with the actual lens itself. Right, next camera that I bought this off my daughter because she didn't need it, and I thought I'll give it a go. Not really used this in the field. This is an A330 from Sony. Again, detachable lens. I only have one lens for this camera. Never really taken it out. Never really tried to use this. Won't know what that's like. I've had this a few years. Sony's done the same thing as what Fuji does with the actual bendy screens, like so. Not touch screen. There's no battery on this, so I can't even turn it on. But yeah, not sure what this is actually like. As I said, I've never actually used this in the field. Never used this out and about. It's basically something that I thought I would try and haven't actually bothered trying. Oh, there is a battery in it. Okay. But yeah, never really tried it. So I wouldn't know what that's like. But that's just another camera that I actually own, an A330 from Sony, an Alpha series. Then you have my new boy, which is this one. This is a bit of a beast. This is a 5D Mark II full frame sensor. It has a battery grip on it as well. If I can take the battery grip off. This is what makes it look really big and heavy. Battery grip. Batteries go in there, grips into there, get the idea. Also, this allows me to shoot that way as well as that way. So I've got the best of both worlds. I can shoot that way, shoot that way. Not a touch screen. This is getting old a bit, getting old now. I think this is a 20 megapixel camera. This is, if you would have seen the video a little while ago of me picking it up, this is actually what I picked up. I actually went out and bought this one. Feels beautiful in the hand. I've had some little test shots with it, but I've not actually done anything else with this yet. As I said, I only purchased this year. A lot more work with this before I actually give it a verdict whether I actually like it or not. Wanted a full frame camera for years, one with a little window on the top. Wanted a full frame for absolutely years and years and years. After doing Nosfest, and some of the pictures came out not too great with the 650D, I wanted to up my game a little bit, and I thought, what's the best way to do it? Let's go and get a 5D. Right, let's talk about some of the accessories that I have as well. I've got to put that under there because it's so heavy it falls forward. I have two flash guns, both cut by a company called Yongno. Both same companies, both do two different things. This one is a Speedlight YN 562. This one is a YN 565EX. This talks to this. These two talk to each other. Basically, it's very, very similar to the Canon Speedlights. Very similar functions. Half the price. This is the one I use the most because this is the one that is made for Canon. This one is made for everything else, so this probably could go on that one and probably that one. And yeah, pretty cool. Works quite well. There you go, that works. So you got a test button on there, charges, does all the functions you need it to do. You put it on, it then detects this and then zooms in and out accordingly, basically. I've used this a few times with this, well, once with that one so far, but this is my go-to for the 650. Switch that off. This is my go-to. This one tends to sit around not doing much. It's mainly I got this because I wanted to do studio work. and I never really got round to actually fulfilling that dream. Hence why all the equipment is in the other room as well. Not set up, all packed away, boxes, lights and reflectors and etc. But yeah, that's my 2 flash guns, which that's the most used one. Then let's have a quick view of the lenses. I'll do this really quickly. This one here is a I can't remember what it's called. It's not called a crop sensor. It's called something else. Hence the little white. It can only be used on certain cameras. But I've got 2 of these. I've got this one here. This is a EFS. That's the EFS lenses. An EFS camera. That is the 1000D. This is an 18-55, just with an autofocus. And I have another one, which is this one. This is also an EFS 18-55, same lens, same camera. But the difference is, this I think is classed as a Mark II. I believe that's a Mark II, because it's got image stabilization built into that lens. So yeah, there's the two lenses I have for that one. I normally have at least 2 lenses per camera. Then we have a range of cameras. A range of lenses, sorry. This is a Sigma 18-250. This is a 3.5 6.3 f-stop. F-stop is controlled by the amount of light that you actually get in. So the lower the f-stop, the more light, the better it is at night. Yeah. So yeah, this is a Sigma DC 18-250, 3.5 HSM lens. This also has optical stabilization or image stabilization. That is probably one of my most used lenses. I've had this for a number of years. It's a bloody big lens as well. It's a really big lens. Well, big-ish lens. But I wait for that because I thought, yep, I need a nice long lens, and I also need a close-up-ish sort of lens. So that is the reason I went for that one. Next up we have, I'll do all the Canons first. Next up we have my nifty 50mm Canon. Perfect, cheap, cheerful, plastic, but it's a prime lens, and that is if anybody goes to start doing camera photography and they need just a basic 50mm lens, low light. I think this is a 1.8, yeah, 1.8 f-stop, so nice and low light, pretty clear, pretty good. But yeah, I'd recommend anybody getting a little 50mm. Next I have 2 of these for some reason. I don't know why I have 2, but this is let's grab that one first. This is a 75-300 Canon EF range. This is a f-stop of 4 to 5.6. This I got with the 650, I think. I'm pretty sure I got this for the 650. Yeah, good little lens. No image stabilization on that whatsoever. It's just a standard lens. Problem is, I found that when you actually got it at full belt and you're there tracking, the slightest movement magnifies and you get that. So you got to be very careful when taking photographs with that one because of the problems with all of that. This one is very poorly. The focus on this is not very good. It's very poor. This is also a 75-300, 4 to 5.6. This is an ultrasonic lens, which means the motor theoretically is quieter, but the motor doesn't work properly on that, so it sort of defeats the object. I also have these two. These are Canon AF1 x2 Teleplus MC7. Have two of those. The reason I have two of these, this one doesn't work properly. If you have a look inside there, see the slice? Well, me being a complete and utter idiot, I used to have FD lenses, which is the old Canon lenses. It's the ones before these ones. And the problem with them is, because they're manual lenses, you had like a line at the bottom which slotted in. Well, I didn't realise how bad the slottiness was of the actual lens itself. So I plugs it on here, I forces it round, and it's quite sharp. I forces the thing round, and as I forced it round, I cut into there. This one is my newest one. That's quite new. I've used that a couple of times, not too many times though. So they're all the lenses that I actually use. This one, see, it's fired out, is probably my favourite gig lens. This is the one that comes with me every single time, and yeah, this lens here, this beastie lens, this one, that's a bit dirty. This one here, huge lens, is a Sigma 24 to 70 mil, f2.8 fixed at f2.8. It's a DGS HSM, and it's part of the EX range from Sigma. Absolutely awesome lens. If you're doing gig work, then yeah, I really highly rate that lens there. I will take some photographs as well, and then try and put some photographs in with the video as well. A lot of editing for me, but yeah, that is probably and that is also a full frame. The difference between the DC, which is this one, and the DG is full frame, DC is crop sensor. So if you have a full frame camera and you go for a DG, it will work on the crop center, but it means it's made for full frame, so it's more expensive. Oh, last but not least, the lens on the Sony is I don't even know myself, is a 3.5 to 5.6 crop sensor, and it's a 18 to 55 SAM, made by Sony. As I said, I have no experience on this whatsoever, so I don't know if it's any good or it's not any good. I only bought it, as I said, because my daughter wanted to get rid of it, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll see what it's like. And yeah, that's how I ended up with that camera. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, liking and subscribing to me. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a sub. I know it's not that much intense. As I said, depending on what camera I used is dependent on what settings I use. Also, you need to take into account as well, if you're doing gig photography, the light makes a huge difference to the quality of the image. If it's really dark and smoky, you will be hard pushed to get a really good photograph. There are little tricks that I actually use, but again, it depends on what camera I'm actually using at the time. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hopefully this made a nice little change video. I know I did the Q&A a while ago. Well, to you guys it would be a little while ago. To me it was done about 15 minutes ago. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, liking and subscribe to me. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a sub. Thank you very much for sticking around. Share my videos, like them, comment on them, whichever. Check out playlists, check out my photography pages on Facebook. Just literally go and have a look. There's links absolutely everywhere to all of my sites, all of my pages, stickers, you know, photography sites, everything. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, liking and subscribing to me. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a sub, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye. Yes, this was the... Oh God, bloody hell. Bear with me, microphone's full off. Missing microphone. Blue. Blue, come on. Blue. Let's see if I can get Blue on camera. Blue. Come on. Nope, okay. Yeah, where was I?